I do believe I am now live. I'm not entirely sure if... Okay, first of all, why the hell? I am now live. Why is... because I was in inverted colors, never mind. But let's get rid of... Let's not have it pipe the video's output audio into my microphone input or whatever OBS was doing there. Let's not have that. I do not want that. Let's get my stream notes going here so that I know what the hell I'm actually doing. And we'll get the chat working so I can actually see what you guys are saying. And we are going to have this. Now this is of course happening on another monitor that you guys are not seeing. So right now you're seeing my desktop, but yeah, got all my stuff ready here. I want to be able to see good, and it should theoretically be good. It is saying it is good, but that's going to become a meme. I know it. Anyway, we got many people in the chat, it seems. So let's actually introduce this thing. So, in this stream, I'm going to be doing several different things in the Peacenet, as far as coding, audio processing, and stuff like that goes. I plan to implement an IP address system for the server, so that players and NPCs can have their own IP address in the game. I plan to add a system where you can map an IP address to a server-side entity ID so that you can determine if it's an NPC or a player, and you can get at things like their hard drive, etc. on the server side. And then, I also plan to implement a system that keeps track of what NPCs and players are connected to who, so that we can get a command working that allows you to see who's connected to you and who you're connected to in the game. Then we're going to actually add the first ever non-player character in the game that is actually hackable. And then we are going to add the ability to carry out a basic hack on that NPC, which includes using a remote code execution exploit to open a reverse shell that will allow you to get root access on that NPC's system through SSH. And then we're going to add the second mission to the game, which teaches you how to secure your system from being hacked. So we'll have to implement a system that can simulate a hack that's not actually real, but is being carried out by an NPC. That'll be fun. Then for audio, I got a few songs I need to add to the game that will be done in the stream. One of them I know I'm going to add, and it'll be the "You're Being Hacked" theme. And then we're going to pick another song from Anders Hansen's Retro Grooves album to be used as the second mission's theme song. And then at the end, I have some surprises for you guys. So, yeah, this show is going to be pretty good, hopefully. Hopefully things don't break. Anyway, yes, let's get started. I'm also going to zoom in chat so that I don't have to lean over to read it, because clearly that's not going to work out well if the microphone isn't really listening like that. Anyway, reading chat here, and yes, I'm aware that a computer can have more than one IP address, but for the sake of the Peacenet, getting a rudimentary hacking system in, which is what this is, I'm not going to worry about that right yet. But I will code it in a way that it will compensate for systems that have multiple IP addresses. So do not worry about that. Anyway, let's get started, I guess. So, the studio. First, I'm going to start off by showing you guys a new desktop background in the game, and also a few bug fixes. You'll have to be aware that the game does lag a bit with these pre-rendered cutscenes whenever you're using OBS and recording your desktop, which is what I'm doing. So, I'm going to make this 1080p instead of 720p because I'm on a 1080p monitor and I don't need to be windowed. There we go. And let's pop into single player. So this is the new desktop background that we've added to the game. It is made by Logan, aka A-Shifter, and it goes really well with the blueberry accent color. However, if you go into your terminal, you can still use the other accent colors if I can actually terminal today. Theme conf. I'm gonna go for oh, I do believe I typed that incorrectly. Let's just zoom in so I can actually see it. There we go. Eventually I plan to add a zoom feature to the terminal, but that's going to be hard to implement. So, yeah, it looks good with other colors as well, but it's primarily designed to work with the blueberry accent color. And you can still go up to the Peacenet menu, and what did I just do? I just closed out of my stream notes. Wonderful. Moved the mouse a bit too far. But you can still go into appearance settings, and you can still choose one of the other desktop backgrounds that were in the game, and this one is still the default, and this one's still in the game. So yeah, but we've just added this desktop background to the game, so that's cool. Also fixed a few bugs with last night's nightly build that involve layout and stuff like that, and you'll see in a bit once we get to writing the mission. So I'm going to actually quickly reopen my stream notes because, God forbid, I not click an X button when I don't want to. Chrome. Google Docs. Because I do not have Microsoft Office installed on my development environment yet, even though I get it for free as part of school. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is implement the IP backend for the server. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in the code so you guys can actually see it. And then I'm going to actually go up to Window and, or not Analyze, Window, and close all my current documents because we don't need to see those. Welcome floppy disk drive A-Shifter at Ephes from a gameplay perspective, allowing for multi-homed boxes would create scenarios where one may have to tunnel through multiple devices to access a specific network. Again, as I said, right now we're doing a rudimentary hacking system just to get it working. Like, actually get gameplay in the game. But we'll design it in a way that these features can be added later on in another alpha build. So, yeah. So IP backend, we're going to need to put this in the Peacenet.backend project that is on a server. We'll add new class, and we will call it IP backend, creatively named. And I'm going to zoom it in even more so I can see it. And we're going to go public class IP backend, inherit from backend component. So I don't know if any of you guys have seen Peace Engine's codebase or the server's codebase, but in Peacenet and in the Peace Engine we have something called a dependency injection framework. And what this is a way to basically, well, back in the old days of HithOS and in milestone 1 and 2 of Peace Engine, back when we were called Project Plex, all the different APIs and components were all static classes, and you'd access them directly. And this makes things kind of difficult if you have to make a major code change with the engine, and you have to move everything over to a new system. Or say you restructure the user interface engine, or something like that. Something that could break the entire game. Well, you don't want that to be a static class because you've got a bunch of things accessing it, and you have to reprogram all these different things to work with the new system. However, with dependency injection, what you can do is you can have a modular system, which, of course, if you change something, you will still have to reprogram some other things that use it, depending on what you do. But you won't, for example, break a DLL file that you don't have the code for just by changing code. Because dependency injection, what it allows you to do is it allows you to make everything an instance class, which means you get an instance of it whenever you create your class, instead of having a static access to it. This is kind of really hard for me to explain, but basically it allows the engine to be modular and allows you to make mods that depend on other mods. And if you don't have those mods installed, you need to get them and stuff like that. And it's actually a pretty cool system. I'm not going to actually explain it anymore, but it's going to really help us out pretty soon, because one of these modules that are part of the server that go through dependency injection is the database. The database holder. And we're going to call this a database. And the way you get access to another module within your own module is you add a variable that is the same type as that module. So in our case, database holder, and you set it to null. Then you add a dependency attribute to it, and this will tell the game that whenever you create this class, this IP backend, it's going to need a database holder before it's ever used in anything. The game will find a database holder instance and stick it in that variable so that you can use it in, say, initiate. And then, since the database holder is initiated, even though it's null in our code, it will be populated by the time we get to this initiate function. So we can do things like, well, access the database in this case. And the database is a LightDB document database, so you can have C# objects within it. It's NoSQL, so it's very easy. You don't need an internet connection to access it. Directly saved to a file. All sorts of cool stuff. So yeah, that's dependency injection and how that works. But it's going to come in handy. because now we have access to our database. What we're going to do is we're going to create a class called Peacenet IP address. And it is going to be structure for data pertaining to an IP address in the game. So it will have an ID so that we can store it in a database. This value will be unique and we shouldn't need to see it in the game. And we will also have public string address and public string entity ID. And the entity ID will be used for fetching the entity that's related or that owns this IP address. So entities can have multiple IP addresses, but an IP address cannot have multiple entities. So yeah, that's how that will work. And then what we do, we go up here, right above our little dependency, and we're going to create what is called a light collection. And this light collection will be a light collection of, you guessed it, Peacenet IP address. And we're going to call it addresses. We'll make it null. Now, of course, that's going to error out on us because we're not using the right library that has this light collection. But if we go into show potential fixes, it'll say using lightdb. We click this, then the error will go away, and this is where we will store all our IP addresses for the game. And then, to get it in the database, since we have access to a light database, all we need to do is can't remember, database.get collection, I believe. And then here's the one that has generic parameters. So, and we will make this Peacenet IP address. Then we will Tethys allow us to actually have IPv6 addresses stored in the database, but we'll have code on a higher level that'll make sure the IP is in a correct format. Yeah, and we're going to name this collection world IPs. Then we're going to assign the result of this function call to addresses. And just for debugging purposes, we're going to use logger.log. Loading IP addresses from database. Logger.log. IP address lookup complete. I'm going to make this an interpolated string because C# stuff addresses. No, it's count. Couldn't tell if that was a property or a function or not. IPs found. So, what the heck did I just do there? Tethys. I'm going to say this again. This is just rudimentary, and it is the super low level on the server. All I need to know is what IP addresses map to what entity IDs. I'm not worrying about networks or firewalls or stuff like that at this low of a level in the game, because that's really not the place. That would be for something, or for a higher level in the game to worry about, not the actual database access layer. So, yeah, that's why I'm not dealing with that stuff right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make FlexPet server the startup project, so we actually get a server console instead of a game. And we're going to run this thing. We should soon see that in the log. Nice Windows Firewall prompt on my other monitor. Nice opening the freaking console on my other monitor that's not being picked up by OBS. But if we scroll up fairly high, we should... There's the database. Nice database. ASCII art up there. And then right here, loading IP addresses from database. IP address lookup complete, 0 IPs found. So it's working. Working perfectly. I'm just going to ignore that obvious troll message in the chat. Anyway, so now what do we need to do? Well, we have the IP backend for storing it, but we need to allow allocating IP addresses for a player or an NPC. I seriously don't need networking for dummies. I've said this 3 times already, Tethys. This is not the right level in the game to implement that stuff, which is why I'm not implementing that stuff. Plus, I'm just trying to get a rudimentary hacking system done, not a fully fledged network simulator. That can come later. Anyway, so we need a way to allocate an IP address. That would be very simple. We're going to give it... Why did I just zoom in with magnifier when I can very easily just zoom in the code? I do not understand. I do not understand that the International Phonetic Alphabet. I have not been taught that in school. So, yeah. I can't pronounce that. Anyway. So, we're gonna call this allocate IPv4 address byte seg1 because I do want to enforce proper IP addresses. They're all 32-bit. Oh, well, wonderful. I just got called downstairs, so I will be right back. Because stuff. I'm going to keep this thing streaming. Well, isn't that awesome? I just got a milkshake. Drink while streaming, so that is wonderful. I'm gonna put this here, and why is OBS and check on chat? Anyway. Oh yeah. Why am I using 4 bytes? When I can simply use an int and bit shift the values. Or XOR them. I did not think about that. Right, we won't care about entity ID for now. We'll validate that later. But what we need to do... I believe I should do XOR. Not sure if this will work. Byte seg1 equals IP address. I have no idea if that's gonna work, but that's returning an int. So we need to cast it to a byte. Because C# and strongly typed languages. I have no idea if that's gonna work. IP address shift right. I misread that wrong. Oh! I want to do AND, not XOR. Why am I thinking XOR? See, this is why I live stream this complicated stuff, because people can actually help. I need to figure out how to get the first byte. Why did I scroll? I'm horrible at computers. I need to figure out how to get the first byte of that int. And then the second byte. And then the third byte. And then the fourth byte. And I don't know how to do that in C#. I may actually have to look that up. Because I have literally never done that in C#. But I remember seeing code that's done it before, but it's not on me anymore. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to convert a 32-bit integer into 4 separate byte values. I have no idea if what I just said went through to the stream, because I keep disconnecting. But I know this is cheating, but because I have a web browser open on my other monitor, I'm simply going to go to Stack Overflow quickly. C# get C# turn int into 4 C# split int into bytes. Of course, Google has to not have a dark theme. bit converter to get bytes. I don't want to do that. Oh, I got it. I got it. I figured it out. It's byte equal or byte seg1 equals oh silly C# compiler. Byte seg2 equals and I can simply copy and paste and replace the values because I'm lazy. And it would actually take more time to do this than it would not do this. But I do believe. Let's try logger.log. And then even though it's not really allocated, let's test it out by doing allocate IPv4 address int.max value. Oh wait, I may want to use an unsigned integer because we do not want signed IP addresses. It's not something I want. Do not want negative IP addresses. Anyway, let's launch the server, and hopefully it keeps displaying on my other monitor. Visual Studio, you're funny. You really are. You're funny, Visual Studio. Anyway. We did it! 255.255.255.255 has been allocated. So, actually I suppose I could very easily create a function that stores the IP address as an integer and converts it back out, now that we know how to do that. So, I'm probably going to corrupt the database file by doing this, but whatever. Unsigned integer address, and we will not support whatchamacallit there, IPv6 yet. I mean, it is just a game. The probability that a server will have over, like, 4 billion systems on it is kinda low. Like, let's be honest, Peacenet's not gonna get that popular. Anyway. So we're going to create some functions that can actually convert an IP address expressed as an unsigned integer into one expressed as bytes. So IP toString int IP address. I like how I have Stack Overflow in the peripheral of my vision, and it's just no craps given. And then turn Alright, so that'll be for displaying it to the screen. The fake VIP says, "Cool, you are so much better at programming than I am." That's kind of ironic, considering just a few minutes ago I looked up an answer to a question on Stack Overflow. And that's the code you're seeing in front of me right now. Yeah, alright. So we don't need to worry about IPv6. All IPv6 is a way to compensate for the fact that you can only have 4 billion IPv4 addresses allocated in a specific zone. And that we're running out of them. So, yeah. Okay. Actually, I wonder if it would be better to return it expressed as a byte array. And then public int. Okay, we're gonna call this split bytes combine to right if values length is not 4, we will throw a new argument exception. You cannot convert whatever is in their length value byte array to an unsigned integer. Data is not there. And I'm not writing code to compensate for it. If values is equal to null, throw new argument null exception. Name of values. And then what we will do uint result equals 0 for now. Return result. And then so not entirely sure how I'm going to bring it back. Wait. Okay, I'm not sure how I'm going to bring a byte array back in. Let's see if it actually has code that will do it. Apparently I can't roll properly. Oh wait. I suppose it would be as simple as doing it in reverse. No, it wouldn't be. Oh wait, I can do result equals value 3 plus value 2 shift right 8 plus value 1 shift right 16 and plus values 0 shift right 24. That should work? Not sure? Probably? Oh god. Yep, I'm aware that if I'm stalking that chat, it means you guys are stalking me too. I know. That's the whole point of this. Let's give this a try. Wanna know... Wait. Get IP string. So split to bytes. IP address. And we return. That should work. Hopefully it does. Oh, we've got compilation errors at the bottom here, and I didn't even notice them. Wait, what? Oh my god. Why didn't anyone call me out for that? Also, I just like to point out that it cannot implicitly convert type to uint or int to uint. Oops. Whatever. I can do. I can do that. I gotta still look on the console here because it keeps popping up there. But alright, we're still getting 255.255.255.255 as the address. And it didn't break the database. We can assume that works. Now what we do is we actually get the data into the database. Again, we won't worry about entity IDs just yet. So, what we'll do, because we don't want multiple systems having the same exact IP address, what we will do is we will query the database for an existing IP address. We can do that by using LightDB's query system, which is a lot like system.link, which is a C# library that allows you to easily fetch objects from collections. What we will do is we'll do addresses, find one where the address is equal to our IP address. What that will do is it'll tell LightDB to look in our database for all IP addresses and find first one that matches the IP address we want to allocate, and if you can't find it, return null. So, what we'll do is, if existing not equal to null, we will throw an error saying the IP address you have specified is already allocated. Bam! And then what we do is we, of course, do debug logging. So logger.log allocating IP get IP string IP address for entity, and then we simply addresses insert new Peacenet IP address, and the ID will simply be a UID.new UID. Entity ID will be our entity ID, and address will be our IP address. And we did it! And we now have a basic IP backend. What we will now do is okay, so an entity can have multiple IP addresses, and an IP address cannot have multiple entities. So we're going to create a function that can fetch all the IP addresses of an entity. And that will be simply public Peacenet IP address array fetch all IPs Alright, now we do string entity ID. And then this will simply do addresses dot find anything that has a same entity ID as us. And we'll convert it to an array. You know, just to be nice. Alright. Now, we need is a function that can grab the entity ID of an IP address. And that's simple. Grab entity, uint address, var existing, not vac existing, equals addresses dot find one where address is equal to our address, and if thing null will return existing dot entity ID, or will just return null. Then there's something else I forgot to mention. Well, because we have an ID variable, or because we're working with a database, we need to make sure that our database knows how to determine two objects from one another. And this is very simple. All we have to do is inherit index and use the ID as the index. So that and get our IP backend mostly complete. We have a function for allocating an IP address. We have a function for getting the different expressions of an IP address that you can get in a byte array, or a uint, or a string. We have the ability to get an entity from an IP and get all the IPs of an entity. But we need a way to deallocate an IP address. That'll be simple. Public void deallocate IPv4 address uint address, and we will do. Okay, so we'll copy code from below here. And if the existing IP is not null, so we found it, addresses dot remove or delete. What are we looking at here? Oh wait, we don't even need to query for it. We can simply do addresses dot delete x equals x dot address equal to address. That'll delete everything that has that address. Man, this milkshake. Anyway, that should be it as far as the IP end goes. I have no idea what I'm going to do next, so I'm going to check stream logs, stream notes. So we have allowed player systems to be able, or to be allocated an IPv4 address. We've allowed NPC systems, because we have the system for allocating IP addresses. We have allowed mapping IP addresses to player and entity ID, and NPC entity IDs. We don't really know which one's which, but that'll be taken care of in a different backend component. Now all we need to do is keep track of connections between IP addresses. Now, of course, we're dealing with a game, not an actual network system. So we don't have to implement things like TCP in real code. We just have to simulate it. So I'm not going to be writing any extremely advanced, like super low level network stuff here. I'm literally just going to cover. Oh, the fake VIP, you're awesome. You are awesome. Anyway. What we are going to do is we need to keep track of player system connections. This will come in handy soon for when we implement another terminal command. And this connection, or these connections, will basically be done like so. Actually, I'm not sure how we're going to do it quickly. Quickly, I need to think of a. Oh wait. Easy peasy. We'll create a new class, and this won't be stored in the database. Peacenet IP connection. Public uint 2 and public uint from. That's all we really need. And we'll create a list. Because we're not storing in a database, we don't need white collection, we just need list. So, Peacenet, IP connection. Connections equals new list. Peacenet IP connection. Now, we need a function to... Oh, I'm going to need to be right back. Alright, excuse me guys, quickly end the stream for a bit. Got some to do, of course, I couldn't avoid that. Wonderful. Anyway. S. And stop streaming. Okay. YouTube, I severely hope you're working properly. Need to see my live right now. I don't know where exactly to go to do that. Oh, I am live. Okay. So, where were we? Yes, we're doing connection. We have a list of connections that we're tracking. We need a way to get or to allocate, or no, not to allocate, to make a connection. That's very simple. Public void make connection uint from uint 2, and what we will do is if from equals or is equal to 2, we will throw new invalid operation exception saying not invalid cast exception. Come on, I'm not a C# runtime. I'm a game server. I don't need to worry about that. Anyway, invalid operation exception, and we will say you cannot connect to yourself. Alright, there we go. Yeah, usually if I have to go offline for hours, it's not forever. I'm not a fan of making you guys wait. I really don't like it. I'm still slightly mad at myself for having to delay the stream by an hour, but we're live, so we're good. Anyway, next what we need is we need to make sure that we're not adding another connection for two systems that are already connected. And we can do that by simply, well, using link like we were before. And we will do var existing equals connections first or default, which is essentially find one, but it's in C#'s link library. And we'll look for one where both addresses match bus. Right? And if that is not null, then we want to throw an error. Not invalid cast exception again. These systems are already connected. Okay? And yes, William, I did delay it by an hour because I had to do dishwasher and I needed to work around that. Anyway, what we will do is connections.add new Peacenet P connection. 2 equals 2, from equals from. Alright, we can now make connections. Yeah, no, I'm not streaming 80s metal, even if YouTube actually liked it. I'll stick to Anders. Which, actually, we're going to be dealing with that in a little bit after we're done this whole connection thingy. That'll be fun. Anyway, now we need a break connection command, or break connection function. That will also be simple. We'll copy and paste the code here, and then we'll rename it break connection. So we'll keep it if existing. And now we don't want to let the player, or let the server do something if there isn't a connection found. Are not connected. Alright. Connections.remove existing. Now we can make or break connections. This milkshake is just about empty. Now we need to have a function that will get us all the connections to a system and all the connections from a system. So we can do that by doing public Peacenet IP connection, get connections to, went the address, return connections.where x is equal to, or x.to is equal to IP address. And of course, just to be nice, convert it to an array. Then of course, we do get connection from and then we'll set it to where x.from is equal to IP address. Wait, I made a typo? Where did I go? Where did I make a typo? Connections.remove existence. Come on, Richie. You know better than that. Anyway. Now I'm trying to figure out where I made that typo. I don't think I actually did make a typo. William, I cannot really... Oh wait. I can check the dev chat because I have Discord open on my other monitor. Hang on. What's in the dev chat? Okay, I got pings. That's wonderful. Face gets so blurry. I can't read that. William, it's super blurry. Oh, that's fine. Everything's fine. And, oh, great, that Linus Tech Tips meme has infected me. Everything is fine. Well, I can't really do anything about that, you see, because Visual Studio makes you sign in as a Microsoft account. So, yeah. Whatever. Anyway. Now we're going to actually make that startup project. And we are going to create a terminal command for the game, or for the game's server. It's going to be a new class, because we've actually got connections working slightly. This function, or this terminal command, will tell us who's connected to us and who we are connected to. So, we're going to simply call it connections. For those of you who do not know about Peacenet's terminal system, instead of how it was in ShiftOS, each terminal command is a class. So, yeah. Compile time validation terminal commands. Awesome. We're in the back end. Do we need a description? Those all connections to and from your system. Because we're not Microsoft Windows, and I don't currently know the Unix command for this, we're just gonna call it connections. I would call it something like netstat, but that's Windows, and no. In this, we're going to just return null. We don't need any command line arguments for it. Alright. Then, of course, we'll need to make sure we've got dependencies. Remember that IP backend we made before? We can now use it in terminal commands as a dependency. And it'll work, like the database. So, what we need is for our connections 2 equals. Well, oh no, we don't really have a way to get our current IP address now, do we? Except, we actually kinda do. You see, in Peacenet, the actually backend also context session. That's what we want. Session ID. In Peacenet, an entity ID can be one of two things. It can be an entity ID for a non-player character, or it can be a user's session ID. And this session ID is how your game is linked to your save file and your pletsfat partition and all this other stuff that's on the server that the client doesn't really know about. So we will use this session ID to grab the IP address of our system or the IP addresses of our system, and we'll display the connections between them. So we can do var IPs equals IP backend, not get. No, not get IP address, or get IP string. What did we call it? I can't remember. Oh, it's fetch IPs. Fetch all IPs, and we'll do session ID. Then what we'll do is for each IP address that we have on this system, we will do console.writeLine connections for and then we'll do IP backend.get IP string IP.address. Actually, instead of calling that twice, we can simply do. There we go. And then for each our connection in Can I make a request, OBS? Stop making me go offline, please. At least whenever you go offline on OBS in Windows 10, the error you get is really obnoxious. So, I'll know it. Get the connection to. I'll do console.writeLine connection.to, or no, we'll do connection.from to you, right? And then we will do get connection from we'll do from you to the IP address. But of course, we just made a mistake. We're not expressing them as strings. So IP backend get IP string. See, this is where the dependency and stuff like that comes in handy, because we only need to write it once, or write the code once, and it'll work flawlessly. Unless there's a bug. In which case it won't work that flawlessly. Because bugs are bugs, and we don't mess with them. Unless we have to. Anyway. We should now have a good, very working command that will fetch connections to our system. Load the engine. Powered by Peacenet. Awesome. Press enter to continue. Oh. Oh no. Error starting internal server. Oh no. Value cannot be null. Parameter name source. Well, that's not too good. Let's check the console. Building net managers. Well then. I know where it crashed. Not too sure why it crashed. The game should support having no usage strings. Is it yield return connections? Is this an older terminal backend? Where you actually have to specify the name? It might actually be that way. Oh, nope, 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 nope. The IP address you have specified is already allocated. Well, okay, we know what that means. That means we have code in there that's debug code that we don't need, and that's what we implemented at the beginning of the stream, so at least we know the code to prevent that is working. Let's go back into IP backend and get rid of it. Now here's the thing. We're actually going to soon work around a flaw with Peacenet's architecture. And that is, there is no way to figure out when a player first joins the server. So we can't automatically allocate them an IP address. This is where the second mission comes in. Because we are going to make the player get an IP address when they play that mission. Of course, in multiplayer it will be different. But in single player, we need to write some way to give the player an IP address in the storyline. But for now, let's just hop into help and see if our connections thing works. So if we run man connections, we're going to get a server-side man page. And it's going to make us do connections. Yep, that's a bug. But if we run it, we'll see we actually... Wait, what? That's not normal. I didn't misspell it. Is it connections? No? Huh? What do you want me to do, Peacenet? Not like I can actually see. What is the thing? I don't know what the thing is. I don't know what thing you're talking about. I literally don't know. Is he talking about the surprise? For the end of the stream? I literally don't know. But I do know that the server-side terminal manager is kinda screwed up. Time to investigate. So, terminal manager. What does this do? Get a list of all commands. Okay, that's for help. Alright. Reading usage strings. Oh, I see that bug here. Alright, that should work. String command name. Wonder if Peacenet's like messing up. I don't think I've made, oh yes, I have, in the latest commit, I have made changes to both those files. Either that or only one of them, I'm not sure, I can't remember. But if it's only one of them, it would be terminal.cs. Anyway, try this again, it's still gonna make us type connections. I can see it already. Ah, it's still yelling at us about the usage. No, I don't have any that are uncommitted. Don't worry. But I may in a second if this is really going on here. Yes, Richard, I know the usage is messed up. That's a bug. I'm literally working on that bug right now. Alright, command runner, this is what we... So... need to get the data JSON. Data equals JSON converted. Serialize all. Doing game. Sessions. Oh god. What the hell? What kind of barbaric code is this? Oh, this is all the way from HFOS. Oh man, how am I gonna convert this? It's... Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. No, Richie. I did that as a troubleshooting step. I'm about to undo it. Once I figured this out. Is it even gonna make or let me break at that breakpoint? Hope it does. It doesn't let me break. That's not good. What I'm gonna do, how did I zoom it in? Is I'm going to restructure how this works. So we want the name of the actual command string. No, command string or command name equals data reader read string. Then we're going to do int arg count equals data reader read int 32 string argv equals new string arg count. Then for int I equals 0 I less than argv dot or less than arg count I plus plus argv I equals data reader read string. And then session forward, this is gonna be a tough one. I don't want to be dealing with sessions. Oh god. This is... Oh my god, I hate dealing with HFOS code. Hate it with a passion. Like an absolute passion, I hate HFOS code. But yeah, we're gonna need to make some client-side modification to get this working. But it should theoretically work. Alright, now, so that Richie's OCD doesn't get absolutely triggered, let's make this null once again. And... wow, we're actually running out of time. We're halfway through the stream here. That's not good. But... let's go back into... Flex.engine. No, not Flex.engine, it's in Peacenet. The terminal backend. The terminal manager. Whatever it's called. We need to make this guy use the new protocol. but it should not be too hard to do that. Hopefully. Run command, string command, our query equals first command, query is equal to null, return false. Alright, using var memory stream equals. Okay, I'm starting to see how this works. Do we write the name of the command? Oh. Then we write argument tokens that length, not count. Then bam! The save file in Peacenet is found in your app data folder in roaming in a folder called watercolor games. In there you'll find the Peacenet folder, and then you'll find a world folder in there. If you delete that folder, you'll essentially delete your save file and your plebsfat and partition and everything. That's where the server stores all its stuff for the game. Alright, so let's try this again. Connections. Connections, error, object reference not set to an instance of an object. It's finding the command, it's erroring out on us, because we don't have an IP address. That's cool. We're getting closer. Getting closer and closer. Now what we do is, I'm assuming it's for each port blue here. So if IPS is equal to null, console.write line error, you are not connected to the Peacenet, and then return. Because if you're not connected to the Peacenet, you don't have an IP address on your system, and nothing can connect to you. That's how that will work. Should soon be done with the server-side stuff. Because we're running out of time, I'm gonna probably start going real quickly with some other stuff. Oh, we're still getting an error. William, you cannot run cowsing like that at all. That is not how it works, and it would do the same thing on a real Linux system. I have to implement Control-C, and wonderful, I just Alt F4 out of my stream notes again. Alright. We're getting null reference sections here, so that's not good. Hmm. Well, since the game let me actually won't let me actually like how do I say this? It won't let me debug the server, so I actually cannot see. I know, William, it does break the whole thing because Kause is reading till the end of the command stream, or the input stream, which is why on Linux, whenever you run Kause, and I'll show this off probably, but whenever you run Kause on Linux without piping anything into it, it'll hang your command interpreter as well until you hit Control C to signal that, hey, I want to quit this program. Peacenet doesn't have Control C yet, so yeah, you can't really do that yet. That'll probably be done sometime before alpha. Anyway, our count. Not really sure what the error is. It'd be handy if I could get a stack trace. Oh, I can make it give me a stack trace. I'm gonna make it give me a stack trace. Okay, so we got a stack trace now. Wonderful. Okay, so it is going into the... Oh. Oh. Well, I'm not injecting dependencies, because this is older code. That'll do. That should work. I'm actually surprised this Peacenet intro isn't lagging with OBS going. It usually does. Okay. It's trying to work. I think. Could be saying connected to the Peacenet. But what do I know? Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, yep, I've got it, I've got it. That'll do it. We don't have any IP addresses. Then there's no point. Yes, I am the lead programmer, but I don't really mess around with the server often, because when I do, it usually ends up breaking. Like it has for like the past hour. And there we go. Error, you are not connected to the Peacenet. That's what we want. Because as far as the game story is concerned, we're not connected to the Peacenet. Now, because I closed it, again, let me pull up some stream notes. Not gonna work on the second mission in this stream. That'll be for the other stream. And great. Damn it, Chrome! Stop! Stop being Chrome, please. Like, all I want to do is just drag it to the side here and have it not break. Whatever. Just not have it snapped with arrow snap. Alright, so I'm not going to add ability to simulate an incoming attack in this stream. I'm not going to add the first ever NPC. We've already implemented the net status command, which is that connections command. Now, because I'm not going to be implementing the second mission in this stream, this will come tomorrow. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to implement the second mission fully in this stream. We'll do it tomorrow. But what we can do is we can pick the soundtrack for the mission, and we can actually implement it in the game. And excuse the inverted colors. I'm navigating through Windows Explorer quickly on my other screen here. There's Anchor. Ensign Peacenet OS. Drag it all on over once I find my mouse here. So, For those of you who don't know and are new to my channel and to the Peacenet and to these coding streams, a few months back actually, I got in contact with Anders Enger Hansen, the person who does the soundtrack for YouTube channels like the 8-Bit Guy. He does Anders does a lot of retro 80s kind of music, and it's like synthwave and synth pop, and I really like it. I got in contact with him, and I said, hey, I'm making a game called the Peacenet, and the goal for the game is to make a game with a budget of absolute zero. Like, no money spent on the game by any of us. Which he said, okay. And then I said, my game's user interface kinda silent right now. There's no sound effects or anything like that, there's no music. But it would be really nice to add that extra atmosphere to the game. I also said that your music would be perfect to add that atmosphere, to add that extra flair to the game. Which he said, okay, what songs do you want to use in the game? Then I basically said, whatever you'll let me. Because I don't really know which ones I really want to use in the game. I just know that your music is perfect for it. And he said, okay, just compile a list of songs that you think might suit the game, and I will give them to you. I basically put the entirety of Retro Grooves Volume 1, and a few Silver Image songs later on into that list, and I got back about 2 gigabytes worth of uncompressed 32-bit studio quality WAV files from Anders Enger Hansen, all to be used in both my videos and in the Peacenet. And of course we'll ignore this one up here, O2 Peter Katz, First of the Last to Know.mp3, that's someone else. That song is also cleared to be used in the game, but it is for the end game cutscene, not any missions. All these other songs here, they are all usable, they're all by Anders Enger Hansen, and they're all for the Peacenet. So, together, we are going to choose the theme song for Peacenet's second mission, securing the system. The way we'll do this is I am going to play some songs through Windows Media Player here. I'm going to open up on my other monitor. Yep. And they are now broadcasting live. Hopefully Anders is okay with this. But we are going to turn this down. I'm going to turn my headset down. We're gonna have this music playing throughout the live stream. And you guys basically tell me when to stop playing. Whatever song that is that's currently playing, I'm going to put it in the game. So, yeah, I'll be paying attention to that. And, yeah. Also, while this music is playing, I'd like to make another announcement. That is one of the surprises for the end of the stream. Oh. A-Shifter wants me to stop. I don't know, should I stop? Anyway. I mean, I have a button on my headset that can immediately pause the music, so... Okay, I'll turn it up quickly. Oh, that's Stream Notes, not OBS. That should be better. Anyway. So, the announcement I'd like to make. I know earlier I said that the goal of the Peacenet is to not pay any money to develop it, and Anders is up for that goal, which is awesome. I really appreciate that. Without his help, the game wouldn't sound this awesome. So, I talked to Logan, one of our community moderators, who is currently in the chat right now. His name is A-Shifter. We talked together and we decided that to thank Anders for being such a great help, we would actually, or he would actually donate to him on behalf of Watercolor Games. Because I can't donate, I don't make any money from this, and yeah. So A-Shifter did it, and well, Anders Hansen, if you're watching this, either in the live stream right now, I don't know if you're in chat, I can't tell, I haven't seen you in chat though, but whether you're watching this in the live stream right now, as it's live, or in the archive later, have fun with those, or with those 12 bucks that A-Shifter spent on your Retro Grooves album, because, well, that is our donation to you for helping us out with the Peacenet, and I cannot thank you enough for it. None of us can thank you enough for it. So thank you, Anders Hansen, or thank you, Anders Hansen, on behalf of Watercolor Games. Anyway, that's one of my announcements. And yes, the shifter in chat just said everyone should get Retro Grooves. I agree, everyone here should buy it. Except for me, who basically got it for free and can't afford it anyway, so. Anyway, I will let it play for a while I set up. I'm gonna bring this screen back over to my other monitor here. I'm gonna set up the new mission. Because I've got one more surprise for you before the end of the stream. But I just will get the game's mission going. Now we can't really use this song because it's used in the tutorial, so we're gonna skip that. Hopefully, actually, yes, David Murray's 8-Bit Keys theme song is in here, wonderful. And that song is actually also cleared to be used in Peacenet. That's wonderful. Alright, so we're gonna create a new class here, and we're going to call it Hearing the System. Not gonna lie, I'm actually bobbing my head to this song as I program here. We're gonna make it inherit from mission. Right? So, there is already a first mission in the game, and I'm going to try not to spoil anything here quickly, but I finished this mission, and that's going to come part 3 of my Peacenet's first mission. That'll come soon. I should really be paying attention. Starlight might be a good fit. Starts off quiet for 2 seconds. Alright, I'm gonna keep letting this 8-bit guy theme play, because I actually really like it. And I need to figure out how the mission is actually stored in this game quickly. Oh, you are so awesome. If Anders is not watching this, I will be emailing what you just said to him. Because this is just... That was nice. That was really nice. Alright. So... Completed is what we want to find here. And that is... Okay, so save file, mission.name.toLower replace spaces with completed. Alright, I got the save variable. What I'm basically doing is I'm making sure that this mission only shows up if you've completed the first mission. That's the wrong thing. We don't want that. You don't want that either. Alright. So. I'm gonna end on the save manager here. Hey, I'd already played this song, but that's cool, I like it. You guys let me know when you guys want me to pause the music, and once I do, that'll be the song that goes in the game. Great. So. Earn. Get value. Cool. Mission. The terminal. I can't even remember if that's what I need to. Okay. It is. Okay. Cool. Make an exploit that uses pause. Alright, why? Okay. Why was I just idling there? Oh yes, I was reading. That's why. So, I'm gonna set up the metadata for this mission now. You now know the basics of a Peacenet, or of the Peacenet and line. Now it's time to get your system connected to the Peacenet. And Here. From the digital warfare. Right, and name, of course, will be securing the system. For objectives, I'm just gonna yield a return an objective that's just return new objective. Not yet implemented. This objective not yet implemented. Oops. Alright. I have no idea if what I just did actually worked. Oh, it didn't. Missing semicolon. And I just did it the JavaScript way, and no I didn't, because I just moved it. We welcome a team from the UK to the chat. I've actually said this on Twitter, I use Windows 10 now because, well, it just runs OBS better. Like, I'm getting, well, right now I have it capped at 30 FPS, but if I didn't have that cap enabled for the stream, I'd still be getting 60 FPS recording. I did not get that on Windows 11. As you can see, we're getting the mission alert that there's a new mission available, so the mission is in the game now. And if we go securing the system, start mission. Wow, those colors clash. I'm gonna have to fix that. Sorry, Shifter, but I'm going to have to get rid of your back. Simply because colors clash, so until I fix that, we're gonna go back into Trey's background. So the game is working perfectly now. I'm honestly thinking this song would go good as well. In my opinion, at least. If Shay likes, I'm gonna not have a bias there, immediately go for it, because he likes it. What do the rest of you guys think? Should I use this song as the mission theme? Got 3 votes so far. I think that since most of you like this one, we're going to make this the mission theme. So let's get out of the Peacenet, and I'll pause the music here because I'm going to need to put it in Audacity. Because here's how this is going to work. Because Anders sent me a bunch of studio grade music, I can't really use it in the game directly. Not because I'm not allowed to, but because Monogame won't read the files. They're too good. So, I know the song we were just listening to. It was Return to the 80s. And my mouse is right over it right now. And we need to convert this to a format that will actually load in the game. We can do that with Audacity, my trusty little tool that is for some reason not being shown in the OpenWIF dialog. But fear not, we can fix that. And it has just opened. We're going to discard projects. It has just opened on my other monitor. Yes, I'm going to read a WAV file. As you can see, this is the song that we were just listening to. Hit pause. And now what we need to do is, because I'm not working with because I don't want to work with uncompressed files in the game. All we need to do is export the audio as an Orbis audio file. Then we simply navigate to the Peacenet. We'll go Peacenet. And we'll go Content, Audio. And we'll call it Securing the System, named after our mission. And it is exporting. That's all we need from you, Audacity. So, now we need to actually add the song to the game. And for those of you who saw my first Peacenet tutorial saga video, you would know how to do this. Basically what we do is, we don't zoom in with magnifier. We don't do that. Really need Windows DPI scaling sometimes. But what we do is we need to import the audio file. We're going to go add existing item. And as you can see, it's right there for us, securing the system. And now that it's in the content pipeline, it already sees it as an Orbis song. But we don't want it to be a song, we want it to be a sound effect. And this will come in handy later. Because the sound effect API in Monogame is a lot better. So now we're going to build the content pipeline. And the build is successful. We can exit out of there. Now in our mission, we're going to create two new variables. We're going to call it private sound effect mission theme. We'll make it null. Private sound effect instance theme instance null. And at top, we're going to do using Microsoft.xna.framework.audio. Monogame identifies itself as XNA for backwards compatibility. And what we're going to do is we're going to do public override on start Audacity is not powered by the Peace engine. Come on, William. I'm not that good of a programmer. Alright, so Cannot implicitly convert type Microsoft.xna.framework.audio.soundeffect. Oh, yep. Oops. Mission theme. Alright, so that'll load the audio file into memory. And then what we want to do is we want to do theme instance equals mission theme dot create instance. This will allow us to actually play the song in the background. What we'll do is we'll make this theme instance a looped instance, meaning that as soon as the song ends, it will start up again, and we're going to play it. Now, we're also going to do public override on end. I know this is going to be harsh sounding, and I'm aware of that, but we're going to fix this later, like in another stream, whenever I actually get this, or the ability to do what I actually would want to do implemented. But for now, what we're going to do is we're simply going to do theme instance dot stop. That means once the mission starts, play the song. When it ends, stop playing the song. But since the song is also looped, it will continue playing until the mission ends. And that's what we want. So if we go into the game, new mission available. We go into missions. We can now do securing the system. Working. Working perfectly. Alrighty. Now, you may be wondering, what happens if we exit Peacenet while we're playing a mission? And while there's music going? In previous builds, and probably this one, I'm not sure, when you click yes on this dialogue, the mission would continue playing. But I do believe that in this build, if we click yes right now... Oh, it continues playing. Wonderful. Well guys, we now get the securing the system mission theme playing in the game's main menu. That's perfect. I'm gonna have to fix that. But... quit the desktop. Sorry, Anders Hansen. Anyway, so we're getting close to the end of the stream here. Now, all the Anders Hansen stuff is over, so I don't need my media player playing that right now. So, quickly exit out of it. Right? Now, I have a surprise for you guys. A lot of you guys have not seen this. Some of you have. Some of you are in the very Discord server where I first held this off. But most of you have not seen this yet. And what this is, well, we used to be the ShiftWest developers. There's no getting away from that. If it weren't for ShiftWest, Peacenet wouldn't be existent. It shares the same engine. It shares a lot of the same code. Here's the same developers for crying out loud. So, yeah. If you guys remember, for most of you guys, you are in the OS First Timer community. This community, or this OS First Timer guy, Philip Adams, he also has another YouTube channel called YouTube Millionaire. And this channel used to basically go over all the different things that were happening in the community, and it would also track how much money Philip was earning. Now, I'm not going to spoil much about the next YouTube Millionaire episode, but it is coming in about a week. That's when it's coming out. And, well, we have a segment on it, because we used to be the Shiftwest developers. And you guys are about to see part of the video that I made for YouTube Millionaire. I just need to find it here. It's in my archive somewhere. Again, I'm not going to spoil YouTube Millionaire. Don't expect that. But you guys are going to see something really cool. So, videos. Alright. YouTube Millionaire. Final submission. Prelim 2. Prelim 1. I don't see the actual finished version. Not in my archive. But it might be in my current videos. Yes, it is. Alright, guys. Here we go. 4-minute video that you guys are not going to see the full thing of. But this is the Watercolor Games / the Peacenet YouTube Millionaire segment. Created by me. And of course it's going to play. We interrupt on the wrong monitor. Hang on. Let's... I just saw a glimpse of it there. I want to go back to the beginning of the video. Right. Okay. Take it away. Windows 10 movies and TV. Let's do this. We interrupt this program for an urgent message from the Peace Foundation. Please remain calm. You have been recruited by the government for a very important mission. As part of this mission, you are now privy to the following classified information. The year is 2025. A new world known as the Peacenet is created. This world was created as a digital afterlife by the Peace Foundation. The idea was that just before death, your memories and identity would be uploaded to a digital program. This program would share the same personality, memories, experiences, and thought process as you. This would allow you and your loved ones to communicate even after death. Many governments, such as the one you've been recruited to, have spent trillions of dollars trying to get Peacenet uplink kiosks deployed to hospitals worldwide. Soon, a thriving community of sentient programs was created. However, programs require computational power, and the Peacenet, with its millions of sentient programs, required more computational power than even the Peace Foundation could afford. In the year 2030, the Peace Foundation was shut down. However, the governments kept running the Peacenet in a desperate attempt to keep it available. However, nobody really understood how it worked. The code was proprietary, and the Peace Foundation wasn't eager to make it open source. Soon, a massive security hole, codenamed Flare, was discovered, and people started to take advantage of it. If you knew what you were doing, Flare was a way to gain complete access to anyone's personal information, even without them knowing. And if you could get through, you could start taking control of their program within the Peacenet. Soon, the Flare exploit was leaked to the general public, and anyone could abuse it, even if they had no idea what they were doing. This started an all-out war within the Peacenet, with everyone trying to gain everyone else's information. Using the Peacegate OS, your goal is to explore and hack your way through the Peacenet, with many unique and interesting story characters, an amazing soundtrack featuring Anders Enger Jensen and Peter Katz, and a vast world filled with many resources and programs ready for you to loot. You'll be hacking your way to unraveling the story of the Peacenet and restoring the serenity this world once had. End of initial briefing. Hey, that's all you guys get, because the rest of this is actually explaining YouTube Millionaire stuff, so we're not going to go over that. But yeah, that was what I have been working on, along with the Peacenet itself, for the past few, weeks or so, I think. I've been planning that for a few weeks, and that is actually... Anyway, OBS has dropped out there. It keeps dropping out. Anyway, yeah, so that was what I wanted to show you guys at the end of the stream here, because we are approaching the end. But yeah, I was really proud of that, so I decided to show you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I see in chat some of you guys liked it. But anyway, I plan on continuing this stream tomorrow, so we can finish up this mission and get some stuff done. I'm going to go edit the third part of Peacenet's first mission, that video, but in the meantime, bye you guys, the next live stream. This was really fun. A huge thank you to Anders Enger Jensen and everyone else who helped me get this all set up. Thank you to Philip Adams for giving me 4 minutes to basically advertise my game and explain what's going on with Shift West and stuff like that. And yeah, so we will continue this tomorrow, same time, and I will see you guys in the next live stream or video, whatever I decide to make. Anyway, thanks for watching.